I wish I knew this 20 years ago about the takeaway. That's what our last lesson told us, and we gave him a different way to think about the takeaway. And it's very simple. You've got a big dial that says T on it for turn, and you've got another big dial that says L on it for lift. And your takeaway, really your whole backswing, is just making sure both of those dials are being turned roughly the same amount. Now, there's a lot of little dials, wrist angles, all that. Want to think about the big dials for the takeaway for sure, but especially the backswing.
Well, yeah, you got some up and you got some in, right, to the backswing. Nobody plays here, and then obviously the turn helps.
So the up is the lift.
The up is the
in isn't the arms, the in is the turn.
And that's what helps the most people when we show this to them. It's like, okay, like Mike said, there's two dials. There's the elevation of the arm and the shoulder, right, the upper arm here. And then there's the rotation of the body. This was Hank Haney's. I mean, I had a chance to spend some time with him. I really like Hank. And he said, yeah, it's, up, in, up, in, up, in, up, in, up, in, up, in, all the way to the top. And I was like, oh, that kind of makes sense. That's an equal amount of kind of up and in.
Right.
The rate that the club is going up versus in makes it look like a decent swing plane.
Well, if you think of, for any of our construction guys out there, if you think of a swing plane, we'll just call it 45-degree swing plane, right? Slope of a roof, up 1 foot, in 1 foot, up 1 foot, in 1 foot, up 1 foot, in 1 foot to create that angle. Now, some of you've got backswing planes that are, 6-12 pitches, so it's too much in. Some of you got them 12-6 pitches, too much out. So you want to have that symmetry where both of those are provided. Or if you don't, you're going to be over biased one way or the other.
And I think the major issue, when you start seeing people have problems with the takeaway, they generally know where the club is supposed to go. They'll maybe rehearse it a couple times and just kind of like put the club back there because they know, okay, I got to get the club there.
Right.
But when they start making a swing, they introduce the pivot of the body, which they know they also have to have, and that usually gets this thing normally way inside, and they have to loop it up over or swing away from the inside. So that's a major issue.
This is anyone who's been playing golf long enough to have practiced in front of a mirror. This is almost without a doubt everyone's fault. This mirror looks great, because you're basically just moving the club like a putter, side to side. And then in a real swing, when you're trying to hit it somewhere, you add the body turn, and now everything's sucked inside.
Mike helps me with my swing. And this is why my backswing has gotten so much better, because I've introduced some upward motion a little bit more than I've ever had with this upper arm as I make my pivot. And that you can see if I did that, at an equal rate, that puts the club right on the money. My hands are out in front of me and I can finish the backswing, get in a good spot at the top.
Now your tendency, like so many of you watching, is to make, you can see the shirt seam here on my shirt, is to make a backswing with turn as this arm draws towards that shirt seam. Right? Which, yeah. So let's demonstrate one of those.
Can I give myself a little break here? So when I was 13, I made my dad buy me that. It was a strap that went around your chest.
Yes.
And it was a Mark Brooks. I loved Mark Brooks swing. Don't get me wrong. Won the PGA, I think.
Yes.
Great swing, but that thing for me got me making a backswing where it was just arm working around me too much. And so, I still have to keep an eye on it.
I had the swing jacket.
There you go.
Right? You're on rails, but you can't lift.
So sometimes you work on something, as I was a practicer, you work on something so much that the digging out of the hole takes longer than it took you to get in the hole because you've ingrained it.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do a version of that.
Okay.
Okay, because again, you're doing it, I've done it, and we see it certainly every week of not enough of the lift knob being turned in the backswing. Okay, let's see it.
It's me. Okay, so you want me to make the old swing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like keeping myself like that a little bit more.
Connected, right?
Yeah, and notoriously I lay off
This would be a great way to keep a glove under your arm.
Yeah, then I did that and did the towel.
Towels.
So it's getting out of
swing
that.
Jacket.
Yeah. All right, so here we go.
Okay. What we're going to focus on here is how this moves relative to the swing plane. So I'm going to draw a line. Obviously, the hands start below the swing plane. The hands have got to work up, right? You can get the hands up two ways. You can just bend the elbow or you can lift the arm. We want to do a little bit of bend the elbow, but a lot of raise the arm. You can see how now
It gets me too deep right there.
his elbow is working way under plane there and his hands are still under plane. Now, that was a cruisy foam ball. I know what that looks like when you do that outside on the course. That starts to get under going back, so now you're forced to lift late.
And I lay off.
Let off late. Like we
Yeah.
don't want these late lifts in the backswing.
Well, you can see it's like a teeter-totter. If I go up with the grip, it's a layoff
Yeah.
late, which gets me in all kinds of trouble.
The cure for that then is turning that L dial, that lift dial more to match the turn.
Yeah, so I've been working on that. So I feel, it's kind of crazy, but like up at almost a 45 with getting this arm up, and I have to kick in the turn, and that gets me in a totally different spot going back.
Okay.
And it gets the club to where it stays propped up at the top of the backswing. Which
Okay.
so I play pretty good like that normally. You ready?
Let's see it.
I'm just going to chip one.
All right, where are you feeling the difference in that?
It's a lot more up right away. It feels like, Kenny Perry. I used to like Kenny Perry's swing a lot, but his was like kind of an out Freddie Couples
Yeah.
takeaway.
And again, your feels
Yeah.
only apply to you because you want to make the right movement and then be aware of what that feels like to you.
Yeah, that's pretty close there. And that's more out than I probably need, but like it puts the club in such a good spot for me.
Okay, so you kind of over-index that one, right?
Yeah.
You got the club head going out, which is
Yeah.
different.
It's different, and that's how I would
we're
practice.
after changing it.
Yeah,
right?
so
you're
if you're
going
giving
to
me a
bend the
lesson,
spring more because the spring's going to snap back.
this is a good lesson because you got me overdoing it a little bit.
So let's see if you can, in the second ball,
Yeah, baby.
find that middle ground. No pressure.
It's I got to let the turn kick in
Yep.
instead of just.
That's exactly right. So let's stay on that point for a second. So if it's imbalanced, if your dials are off, you're going to make a dial correction on one. For you, it's more arm lift. Well, a lot of times when players do that,
They'll
they'll
turn.
think about the arm lift, so the turn will get. So again, it's kind of like you're not just going to make a correction and it's going to stick. You've got to constantly tweak until you find that proper feel for you.
All right, we ready?
Okay.
Felt pretty good there.
Okay, let's get our plane line back up.
It's different.
Okay, so elbows much closer to the plane line.
Yeah.
Hands didn't stay under plane.
Yeah, that's good for me.
Right there, right through the hands. We're going good. Club's where you want it at the top, right above the hands.
And then it was shallow.
Come down and on around.
Yes.
So
Big difference there for me.
this is how you can do it if you've got an indoor place and you've got TrackMan or video. If you've got the Swing Coach app, we're going to show you how to do it on that as well. And if you don't have a Swing Coach app and
Get it.
you have an iPhone, go to the App Store, download it, get a 2-week free trial. If you have an Android,
Coming soon.
is going to be available soon.
And the
They're
face,
working on
and
it.
the face on is coming soon. I know a lot of you have been asking.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, we have our students download it, and we don't even like them practicing without it because they get the feedback
No.
on every swing.
So what I'm going to do is turn on the parameters we're going to look at this with Shaun, our takeaway hand path and halfway back hand path.
That's just what I need to work on.
All right, let me get us set up here. Okay, set up to it. Make sure I
Okay.
get the camera in the
Yeah.
right spot. Okay, you're not going to be able to hear, so
Yep.
I'll narrate. Okay,
Yeah.
when you're ready.
When the screen recording's on, it blocks out the sound.
Exactly.
Of it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you want me to make my
I want you to make the good move.
best I can do?
The good move.
Good swing.
All right, you got good swing there. So
All right.
you were in the zone on both of those parameters, hand plane and takeaway, hand plane halfway back. And we know from the first swing that we made that we don't want to do, that's where things got off. The elbow stayed low and the hand stayed low for too long. So this is a great way to get audible feedback when you're out there practicing.
Oh yeah. Then you can go back and check it, and it will show exactly where you were in relation to where you should be.
That's exactly right. So whether you've got an indoor facility, you have an Android, you can go old school with it, or if you have the Swing Coach app, it's a really simple way to learn how to make this takeaway. Like doing the takeaway well makes the rest of the swing so much easier. So there's no reason not to have a good takeaway.